Hey YouTubers, this is Joe from ArtAlienTV. Another very quick game of interplanetary I Spy going on here today. And today we're looking at some high-rise images taken by the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter of what are called dune fields, and this one in particular is called South Beach. There will be a link to this and all the other images below, so you can click on them and check them out yourself. If you're going to be downloading this, you may want to go for the ping image, but if you want to see the real detail, the full resolution JPEG 2000 is quite large, and you will need a program to look at it like this high view program here. I'm going to zoom out of this image now. This is really large, and you need a special program to view it. I will put a link below to the high view link so you can download this free software to look at it. But this is really cool, and initially they look like normal dunes as you would expect to find on Mars, but when you get in close, a lot of them have, like this one here and this one here, these little white objects right next to them, and it occurred to me that this may not be a coincidence. A lot of them are very similar, so I'm going to show some clips now very quickly, but this is going to be really short, and what I'll do is I'll put loads of clips in at the end in the last 5 minutes or so you can look at them yourself and make your own mind up, and show you some nice close-ups of some of these, because it's very difficult to view them in this program because it's such a large image, and it's a bit difficult to zoom around. So I'm going to do that now. I'm just going to show you some clips and see what you think. Now, I'm not necessarily saying these are intelligent structures, but some of them do have some anomalous shapes on them and may show signs of intelligence. I don't know. It's pure speculation, of course. So without further ado, I'm going to show you some clips now. There was this one here in particular, which has, now it looks like a normal dune, but they're all very similar in shape and similar in size, and they're quite evenly spaced out, and they all seem to have a white object in the same place just here. Now the light's coming from this angle here, and it seems to have a lighter patch here. Okay, now that may not be anything significant, but when you start looking at more of these, it turns out that loads of them have the same thing, a very similar white object in the same part of the structure here as it comes around and goes in there. So yes, I'm not going to show you all of these now. There's way too many to flick through now. I'm just going to show you some of the main images. This was one of my favourites, because we have here what I'm talking about, where we have similar structures that have these black scars on them, which are probably caused by wind, like miniature tornadoes, that kind of thing, or possibly electrical discharge. But in this example here, we see 3 supposed dunes that all seem to have a white object in the same place on each dune. Now, what are the chances of that? I hear you ask. Well, I don't know. I mean, mathematically speaking, that would probably be almost impossible, which I find rather strange. And you can zoom in here. I mean, I've taken some closer clips of these as well. I'll zoom in a little bit. You've got that inner part here, which is almost looks like an entrance here, and a very light object right by this inner curve here. This one doesn't have one. This one does as well. Very similar. Slightly deeper curve. Also has a white object there. This one's a smaller curve, but also has a light object. There are loads of these. Let's see one of them up close. Here's one. Doesn't really show a great deal of detail. These are quite large. I will give you a scale for these in the video when I show you the clips at the end. I'll put some approximate measurements on there for these. But I think these are something in the magnitude of hundreds of feet across, between about 100 and 300, I think. They're not all the same. I'm not saying they're all the same, but they do show some uniformity, as we can see here. But a lot of them are bigger and a lot of them are slightly smaller, but they all are approximately the same size. And when you look at a large group of them like here, you can see that some of them have these white objects in the same area, just in that bottom corner there. Okay, so I don't know whether this means anything or not. Some of them had really straight structures on them, almost like an entrance. But yes, basically there are loads of these, and this was one of them. There's another one here. So you've got one white structure there, you've got another one there, you've got another one here, and another one here. So there's 4 in this area. There are many more. What are the chances of them having a white object in the same area, almost as if there's a vehicle part or something, a very reflective object. Very reflective object there. Another one here, really bright, this one, kind of squarish looking. Not one there, but there's one down here, very bright object, and another one here. What could they be? Why would these dunes all have a white object, a bright, almost kind of rover-sized object, possibly, like a vehicle-sized object, right by the sort of the same part on each one? It's got like a little inlet. You see what I mean? So I don't really know what to make of this. I'm not saying these are necessarily intelligent, but to me, that is suspicious, and I just thought it was something interesting you guys might like to see. I've done a colour filter on this one and brightened it up a bit. You can see them quite clearly there. Okay, there's 1, 2, and 3. But there are lots of them. I will go through more and see if I can find any more. I just thought they looked pretty cool anyway, and they got these interesting scars on them, which are supposedly caused by wind, but may not be. But some of them have parallel lines going into them as well, almost like a little alleyway or something. It's very odd. And one of them had a really straight structure on it, and I can't find it now. So what I'll do is I'll go through them, and I'll organise these in a nice slideshow for you, so you can view them in your own time, and you can freeze frame and look at the close-ups and whatever. And I may annotate some of them. 1 or 2 of them are really interesting, but I can't find which one it is right now. Okay, so I'm going to organise these for you now, and the clips will be coming out very soon. Please like and subscribe and share on social media if you haven't already. Thanks for watching, everybody. I will see you soon.